everyone. Welcome back to the training of Photoshop. Today we are going to learn a very important tool that is pen tool. Okay. Now the purpose of pen tool is quite different here. It's not like Illustrator. What I'll do is I'll try to explain you all the ways in which the pen tool works and what's the purpose here. Okay. With pen tool, we have to understand these arrows also, that the selection tool and direct selection tool. Now these tools are associated with the pen tool. Okay, so we have to use them. Second, with this, if we learn the basic shapes also, that also works in the same parameters of the same family, so it will be quite easy for us to finish these three things together. Okay, so before understanding what exactly the pen tool works like or what exactly it does, I would like to explain you the properties of the pen tool. Okay, when I select the pen tool, see what happens. Pen tool, here we get three options: the shape, path and pixel. With the pen tool we have shape and we have path. Okay, as I told you earlier, Photoshop is the package which deals with the pixels. That is, it is a rasterized package, raster graphic package. Okay, but pen tool works in the vector format. So Photoshop also supports vector graphics. Okay, so pen tool helps you to draw and pen tool helps you to do the selection, which is also very important part. Okay, so today you'll be learning how to trace the things. Also you'll be learning how to select the things absolutely perfect. Okay, so let's start with that. Let's start with the shape tool. Now, to understand what exactly is happening and how things are working, you have to keep an eye on your layer panel also. Okay, if you are able to see that and what's happening on the stage, you will understand that very nicely. Okay, so let's start with the shape tool. And I'm taking the pen tool. Okay, in pen tool, when I try and draw something, see, it creates a shape here. This is acting as a vector graphic. See here in the layer what happened. It has created a absolute different layer and this is the shape which has been created. Okay, so and here this icon shows you that this is a vector graphic package. Okay, now we have to basically use this path selection tool and the direct selection tool to help us to move your object and move your anchor point. So direct selection tool will help you to select individual anchor point and then move it. It also has this tangible hand. You can use this also to give proper shape to your object. Okay, so individually these anchor points can be changed and you can reshape your object, but if you want to move your path or your shape completely, select and move it. So it's the complete whole object which can be moved. Okay, so this is your shape tool. Now next, what we can do in the pen tool is we can create path. It's just the path what will be created. So I'm just drawing here to make you understand. So here you can see this is the path which has been created, but nothing new has been happening in your layer panel. There is no new layer which has occurred, which has been created. Whatever you are selecting, that will be the layer which will be keeping this path. Okay, path means the way. Okay, now why do we need the path? We need path to fill color, to give it a stroke or convert it into a selection. Okay, so how do we do that? Whenever you are making a path, you have to go to window and in window you have paths panel. So click and you get your paths panel open. Okay, whatever shape you are creating, it will be saved in your path panel. Now this is a work path which is selected. So whichever active path is there, that will be selected. So this is the active path. Okay, and once you have this path selected. Okay, your options, what you get is, the first option you get is fill path with foreground color. So whatever is there in the foreground color, so let's change the color. You are able to fill the color in that particular path. Though it was not a shape layer, it was a path, we were able to trace a particular area and then fill the path. Okay, if I don't want fill, I want outline. So I click on the second option, that is stroke path with brush. So we are able to put a brush on that. So we'll see here. So it has added that particular brush to it. Or else what we can do is, we can altogether convert this into a selection. Now once it is in the selection, you are in a position to do everything you can with the particular selection. You can copy paste, you can fill the color with your alt tab and all that thing, and you can basically stroke it out whatever you want to. You can do all those things here. Okay, so this is the path. If at all it happens, so you are having a selection and you want to convert that selection into path other way around, then this is the fourth option. Okay, it says make work path from the selection. So click and you get that work path. You can also convert that into a mask, so you get the mask option, and then you have add new work path layer and delete. Okay, so this is how you will be working with the path tool. We have seen all the options how to work with the path and the symbol. Okay, now why do we need that? Most of the time we have to trace some objects, so we are going to trace with the path and we are going to fill color if needed. Okay, or we are going to cut that portion and use it the way we want. Okay, now let's come up to a very important thing, how to use your pen tool, whether you're working it as a shape tool, shape option, or whether you're working it on the path option. So first thing is, understand how you're going to use the pen tool. So pen tool, take the pen tool, and the option we are going to take is path. Okay, so first I'll tell you how it works. So click, you get an anchor point attached to it, come to a distance, click, you get a straight line. Okay, so this is how you can get a straight line. But if you want a curve, click and drag it on the opposite side. So once you drag it, you get the desired curve, leave. So this is how I do it. Now next curve, you're going to get it automatically. Okay, as we had seen in Illustrator also, computer tries to make a complete one whole symmetry. So you have half and half one, and now you get a straight line. Now you can take the curve and next curve will be automatic. Okay, so this is how the path can be drawn, but always we don't want all the curves on the opposite side. If I want the curve to be bended according to my requirement, if I want all the curve to be on one side, so what I'll do is click, leave, click, take the curve. Now here little difference than Illustrator. Okay, what you have to do, you have to press alt key on the keyboard, you have to press alt key and click on the anchor point. Okay, so you have to click on the anchor point by pressing alt key. The anchor point is closed there itself. Now you get the straight line. Take the curve, press alt key and click. Okay, so every time you go to create a different curve, it's always better to press alt key, close the anchor point and take the desired curve you want. Okay, rest options are same. We have freeform pen tool, curvature pen tool, add anchor point tool, delete anchor point tool, and convert anchor point tool. Now these all things we have seen in details in Illustrator. Okay, so same thing, freeform, freehand, we want to draw something, so we are able to draw it freehand. If I want to add anchor point, so add anchor point and then give it a shape. Okay, if I want to delete something, delete anchor point, and you are able to get smooth curves on the next to anchor point. And then there is convert anchor point tool. Convert anchor point tool has three functions, as I told you earlier. What are they? The first function, as I told you in Illustrator, it converts a soft end object into angular object. Second, it converts the angular object into soft end object. And third, it works only on one side of a curve. Okay, so these are the three important functions of convert anchor point tool. So it's here, convert anchor point tool. Okay, and the curvature tool, that is click, straight line, move, you get a curved shape. Okay, so this is for the symmetrical object if you want to make. Okay, so here we have seen all the options under the pen tool. We have seen black arrow tool, white arrow tool, that is selection tool, direct selection. Okay, we have seen both the options, whether I want it into a path format or whether I want it into a shape layer, which is available here, right? So we can take that. But if we come down here, we have the basic shapes: rectangle, rounded rectangle, ellipse, polygon, line, and custom shape. Whatever you want to take, you can come and draw it. Okay, this also is having two options already, shape and path, but one added extra option is there, that's pixel. This is the shape, so this is vector format. Path, it's a path, but if I am taking pixel, that is other than vector format, it should be in the raster form also. So that time I need to add a layer and then draw this. Okay, now this will be in the vector format, raster format, because it's in the pixel option. Okay, so these are the basic shapes which you can use. Then what we have is, we have custom shapes. When we click on the custom shapes, here we see the custom shapes are here, like we have leaf tree, wild animals, both flowers, and rest of the things. So whatever we take, like flower, we can create it on the basis of options we have, whether it should be in shape, path, or pixel. Whatever we want to, we can do it that ways. Also the options of path selection tool, direct selection tool, we can select and move, scale, rotate, everything can be done with that. Okay, so this is your path. Now once you're working with the custom shapes in your basic, okay, here you have the setting which says unconstrained, behind proportions, define size, fixed size, from center. Unconstrained is if it's unconstrained, you can squeeze and squash your shapes and you can create it. Okay, if you are taking the second option is define proportions, so we, whatever default proportion is there, the proportion size 1:1 or 1:2 or 2:1, whatever, it is going to take that default, whatever it's there in the computer. Then what we have is defined size. Defined size, you have whatever it's the size, it will come in that format. See, this is the defined size. We'll just remove it. Then what we have is fixed size. So fixed size, I'll specify the width. Say for example, I'm putting up it as 200 pixels here and 200 pixels here. So I get this defined size as per the user. Then from center, what exactly this is from center? Whenever I'm creating anything, if you'll see the crosshair, the center point of the cursor is on the top left. If I want that in the center, then I'll put up from center and I'll get the crosshair in the center. Okay, so these are the small options which are there with the vector shape tool. Okay, so these are the technical things what you have to understand well. Okay, until and unless you understand this, pen tool cannot be used very nicely for selection. If you understand technicality of these things, pen tool can be used to select any difficult thing of this. Because why it is better than lasso tool? Lasso tool, ultimately it goes in straight line. It's a linear form of selection. Whereas pen tool, we are getting an option of curvature. We are able to take the curves. If we are able to take the curves, definitely there will be more cleanliness in selection. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this cup and show you how clean we will be able to do it. We are going to use the option of pressing Alt key and closing the anchor point. So let's come and work on this cup.